So continuing with the chapter on the face of it, and yesterday we had discussed a very nice example that Mr. Lamb gave, that you are so scared of stepping out into the world. He gave an example of this man who was so scared that something might happen to him, and he might get germs, he might catch an infection, he might get run over a bus, he might slip on a banana peel. So what did he decide to do? I will stay at home. I will not go outside anywhere. But what happened to him was, like, he locked himself in his room and he decided, I will not go out because my home is the most safest place for me. But what happened to him? A picture fell on his head and he died. So in his home only, just see, tragedy happened. He lost his life in the comfort of his home. So it is here, and we can, like, be hurt anywhere, and anything can happen to us anywhere, right? So here is saying that, like, what it is, that there's no need to be afraid. The more you get scared, the more there are chances that you will end up hurting yourself, isn't it? So he says that we have to be brave, we have to face the world. Now here, yes, can we continue reading? Can we continue? Yes. But you still say peculiar things. Peculiar to some, peculiar, strange things. What do you do all day? Sit in the sun, read books. Ah, you thought it was an empty house, but inside it's full. So what do you think I keep on doing? I sit in the sun, I read books, and I have so many things to do. He keeps himself busy, right? How does he keep himself busy? He's there, he spends his time outside and he picks up the apples, he listens to the bees, and right, he sits in the sun, the boys, they come and he spends time, watching them. And then why did Derek come inside this house? Kya tha? He saw that there's a big garden, or kaise lag raha tha, it's not taken care of, the garden also not taken care of. So he thought no one is living here. That is why he came over here. Okay. And he says, look at your house. Tumhare to curtains bhi nahi windows pe, right? But there aren't any curtains at the windows. So why do we put curtains on the windows? Right? For our privacy, isn't it? Right? So people don't look inside our houses. Also, yeah, you want to keep the sun out, or that way also, right? For protection, for safety. So he says, see, you haven't put any curtains. It's so strange. I am not fond of curtains. Shutting things out, shutting things in. You draw the curtain. You don't see outside, no one can see inside. Or yeah, you shut yourself inside. The light is not coming. You are not there, like, yes, sir. Shutting things out, shutting things in. I like the light and the darkness and the windows open to hear the wind. Right? He says, I don't like it drawing the curtains and, just being separated from the rest of the world. I like it. I want the wind to come in. I like to see the darkness. I like to see what is happening outside. Yes, I like that. When it's raining, I like to hear it on the roof. So, right, so there's something that Jerry also likes. So you're not lost, are you? Not altogether. You do hear things, you listen. That means, yeah, you're not a lost case altogether. You are, there is still some hope for you, right? You like to hear the sound of the rain. We all like it, when the rain is falling and we are there comfortably in our homes. It's a very nice sound, right? So he says that, oh, you like that sound. You do hear things, you listen. They talk about me downstairs. In my house, I also hear many other things also. So when I'm in my room, I hear my parents talking about me. When I'm not there, what will he ever do? What is going to happen to him when we're gone? However will he get on in this world? Looking like that, with that on his face? That's what they say. He says, I hear so many, right? People talking about me. I hear my parents only talking about me. And what do they say about him? that what is he going to do in life? Look at his face. Look at him, right? How is he going to manage? And this is a big concern, about parents here, right? Because our society is such. We have not accepted such people, right? Yes. So it's very difficult for people to fight. It's very difficult for people to survive. That's what they say. What are the parents worried about? Yes. Now, come on, let me just hear you here. Can you give me a few answers? Yes. What does Mr. Lamb have to say about the weeds and the flowers? Why doesn't he differentiate between them? Yeah, come on, give me the answer quickly, quickly. Yes. What are the things, right? Why does he say that the weeds and the flowers are equally important? Who has decided what is important? We have. We have decided because the flowers are colorful, they're bright, they look pretty. We should keep them in a garden. We don't need the weeds and grasses. We just need to pull them out, right? They're spoiling the growth of the plants. That is what we do. Yes? Is it clear? Is that the answer? Is that the answer? How is Mr. Lamb motivating Derry? Yes? How is he, encouraging him to face the world? What are the things that Mr. Lamb has said to Derry? So he's telling him again and again, don't listen to what the world has to say. Don't shut yourself inside a room. Don't isolate yourself from the world. But Derry says, see, I have heard it myself. He saw these ladies, they're standing at the bus stop. Even though they're whispering to, each other, he could hear that, yes, that they were talking about his face, that only a mother could love such a face, right? Then he has heard his parents talking about it. Yes, yes, very nice. Thank you so much, Surinder, for responding. Very good. Thank you. God bless you. And what about the other sleeping beauties in my class? They are not going to give the answer. Are we? Right. So here again, he's saying, see, I've heard my own parents talking about me. That is, yeah, that what is going to happen to them? It's a big concern of parents, right? They want to provide everything for the child, but they feel that, see, it's not enough. And our society does not give opportunities, right? Even though the world is changing, but there's still a lot to be done. That is why parents think that, yes, how is their child going to survive in this world? How is he going to earn? How is he going to manage, right? However, will he get on in this world looking like that, with that on his face? What does he have in his face? What is the problem with Derry's face? Will tell me? What has happened to Derry's face? Yes, Ankit, Abhishek, Pulkit, Bhavneet, tell me, what had happened to his face? Acid fell on his face and his face is burnt, right? So half of this face is burnt. Yes. Yeah, it's a burned face. He's got acid on his face. Good. Lord, boy, you've got 2 arms, 2 legs and eyes and ears. You've got a tongue and a brain. You get on the way you want like all the rest. And if you choose and set your mind to it, you could get on better than all the rest. See here, we need someone, right? Yes, right, he's saying that, see, you've got 2 arms, 2 legs, and you've just got a burnt face. Rest is, you are normal. You are a healthy individual. You can work for yourself. You can take care of yourself. You're healthy, right? Like all the rest, you will get on, and if you are determined, you can do even better than them. So it's all in the mind. If you are thinking that I can overcome this obstacle, anything can happen. But if you keep on having sympathy for yourself, you just sit at home and keep on crying, nothing is going to happen. right? Unless until you don't go out and step it out and face the world, you're not going to learn that you have to fight, right? The world is still the same. You have to make sure that you are there making your way in this world, making your presence in this world. Okay, right? So how? Same way as I do. Look at me. I have a tin leg and I'm doing so well. I'm happy. Same way as I do. Do you have any friends? Hundreds. But you live by yourself in that house. It's a big house too. Friends everywhere. People come in. Everybody knows me. The gates always open. They come and sit here and in front of the fire in winter. Kids come for the apples and pears and for toffee. I make toffee with honey. Anybody comes, so have you. He says, of course, I have so many friends. I have hundreds of friends. The people, they come here. The gate is always open. They sit here. And in the winter, when the fire is burning, they come and sit here. The boys, they come. They want the apples. They want the pears. And from the honey, I make toffee. Right? So so he makes a kind of sticky toffee from that honey. And so I have many friends, but I am not a friend. Certainly you are. So far as I'm concerned, what have you done to make me think you're not? You don't know me. You don't know where I come from or even what my name is, right? How can I be your friend? You don't know my name. You don't know my history. You don't know where my parents live, where my house is. This is what we do. This is our normal procedure. You know, when we make friends, right? It is not randomly that you make friends here, right? You meet a person and of course, yeah, you just start talking or something like that. And sometimes we meet the same faces every day and they become familiar. So, right? So it is just a smile or a hello or that's it. And it's not necessarily you have to stand and talk and have lengthy conversations. You need to know the family history and everything. Only then you can become friends, right? And this is what he is saying. Why should that signify? Do I have to write all your particulars down and put them in a filing box before you can be a friend? Very, very important. Do I need your particulars? Okay, what's your name? Where's your address? What do you do? Where do you live? And all, right? I don't need all this kind of information before I make a friend. I suppose not. No, you could tell me a name if you choose, and not if you didn't. Right? So you can tell me a name if you want to. If you don't want to, fine enough. Derry, only it's Derek. But I hate that. Derry. If I'm your friend, you don't have to be mine. I choose that. Right? Okay, fine. I can be your friend, but not necessarily that you are my friend. Certainly, I might never come here again. You might never see me again. Then I couldn't still be a friend. You meet one person one time, never meet that person again, does not mean that that person can't be a friend. You said hello to that person. You spoke to that person, isn't it? It's like that. Why not? How could I? You pass people in the street and you might even speak to them, but you never see them again. It doesn't mean they're friends. Doesn't mean they're enemies either, does it? So like if you go for a walk in the park, right? Or you go to a shop regularly and you meet the same, people over there and you've met them once or twice. So even if you don't say hello and hi, it does not mean that if you're not friends, it does not mean you are enemies, isn't it? Right? That person has not done anything to hurt me. So how can you be an enemy? Okay, doesn't mean they're enemies either, does it? No, they're just nothing. People, that's all. Why is it so important to categorize people as friends or enemies? Right? People are never just nothing, never. There are some people I hate that would do you more harm than any bottle of acid. Acid only burns your face. So he says, right, I hate some people who talk bad about me, people who discourage me. And remember, hatred is not a nice emotion. अगर हम hate करते हैं किसी को तो क्या करेंगे हम अपने आप को ही क्या कर रहे हैं परेशान कर रहे हैं we're hurting ourselves and that's even worse than acid. Acid, what does it do? It's burnt our face, right? It causes external injury. But what does hatred do? It makes us a bad person from within. So hatred is a very, very strong emotion. Yes, only like a bomb only blew up my leg. There's worse things can happen. You can burn yourself away inside. My leg got blown away with a bomb. Your face got burnt with acid. But even worse things can happen if we are hurt from inside, if we burn ourselves from inside. वो किससे भी ज़्यादा dangerous है, किसी bomb से भी ज़्यादा, right? Acid से भी ज़्यादा. It is more dangerous. After I had come home, one person said he had have been better off stopping in the hospital. He'd be better off with others like himself. She thinks blind people only ought to be with other blind people and idiot boys with idiot boys. This is the truth of society. And he said, when I came home with my burnt face, there's one person, and what did that person say? That he should have been in the hospital only, right? With people like himself. And that the person thinks that blind people, they should be together, idiot boys with idiot boys, right? So people who are not, fully developed, right? They're mentally not grown, right? So these people, they should be kept separate. And people with no legs all together, that's right. So he's talking about himself. So I have a broken leg, that means people with broken legs should be together. That's right. What kind of a world would that be? At least there'd be nobody to stare at you because you weren't like them. Okay, now, do you think this kind of a world is going to be okay? Where all the blind people are together, people with burnt faces together, people with, broken limbs together? Would it be a nice society? Would it be a nice world? Yes? It would not be a nice world. No, it would not be. No. Now, what do we call here? अगर हम एक जैसे persons को separate कर देते, what do we call them? And we don't let them be a part of a society. What is it called? उसको हम exclusion कहेंगे कि segregate कहेंगे? Yes? What is exclusion? To exclude somebody here, हमने इनको segregate किया है कि ये लोग सारे के सारे इकट्ठे रहेंगे, they've been segregated, but they have also been excluded. They can't be a part of society. They cannot participate in the society like normal, healthy individuals. एक balanced society कैसी होती है? एक balanced society कैसी होती है? कि जहाँ पे सिर्फ अच्छे हो, कि all kinds of people should be there. That is what our world should be like. What do you call such a place where there is room for everyone? Where we accept everyone with their differences, with all the, right? So different people, they should be together. Have you heard of inclusion? Have you heard of inclusion? When you talk about an inclusive society, so उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? कैसी society होगी वो inclusive? Where everyone is there, we accept others, right? We accept others in spite of our differences. The differences, because it could be because of our language, it could be because of our culture, it could be the way we speak, isn't it? So it could be because of our economic status, right? And everyone has a right to coexist together, to be a part of society. We should not segregate people. That, see, let the blind people be alone, let the people with broken legs be alone. No, we can't do that. We can't segregate people. We can't keep them away from society. They have to be a part of society. Everybody has a right to exist. And when everyone is there, all the differences, everything, everybody living together, that is an inclusive society. What is that? Inclusive. Okay, right? So where people are not allowed, where people are kept separate, that is segregation. So we also have to change our mindset. If people are there talking differently, behaving differently, they have every right to be a part of our society. Okay, right? So this thinking, this attitude, it needs to change. Okay, yes, so he's once again, what is Derry's problem? At least there'd be nobody to stare at you because you won't like them. Do you think humans do this? Do you think we do that? When we see someone different, we see someone limping, we see someone looking a little different, we stare at them. Do we do that? So he's very worried about this. He's saying that, yes, right, of course we do. And he says that it is so difficult, you know, like he just does not want people staring at him. Treat me as if I am a normal individual. Treat me as if I am like you only. This is what Delhi's biggest problem is. So you think you're just the same as all the other people with burned faces just by what you look like? Everything's different, everything's the same, but everything is different itself. So you think that yes, everybody with a burnt face, you all should be together, but it is not necessary here. Once again, here, look at Derry, look at Mr. Lamb. Both of them have a problem. Look at their approach towards life. One is very optimistic, one is very positive, has a very different perspective about life. And the other one is there, you know, like, of course, very, what you can say, self-pity, is self-absorbed, worried always like that, which is not a nice approach. Okay, he's saying everything is the same, yet everybody is different. How do you make all that out? So you talk so well. How do you come with all these ideas? Watching, listening, thinking. I like a place like this, a garden. I like a house with no curtains. The gate is always open, but this isn't mine. Everything's yours if you want it. What's mine is anybody's. So I could come here again. Even if you were out, I could come here. Certainly, you might find others here, of course. Oh, well, that didn't stop you. You didn't mind. It would stop them. They would mind me. When they saw me here, they look at my face and run. So he says, like, I would like to come over here, a place that is so nice and so positive, right? And you say such nice things. And he says, you can come here, you're most welcome. And the gate is always open, you know that. And whatever is mine, it is yours, right? And you can come here again and again. But yeah, sometimes there are other people over here. Then Derek is a little worried that because other people are there, he wants to avoid them. And they might not come back again if they see his burnt face. Okay, right.